All right, so the eNCA Money Desk now. Devan Murugan is in the newsroom. So, Dev, there's been an approval for a national petroleum company.
Yeah, and analysts are already saying, Shahan, they're a little bit cynical about whether or not this would be great for gas investor confidence in the country. So here's the background. Cabinet has given the green light to a process to establish a single national petroleum company, as you say. The entity will be made up of the three current subsidiaries of the Central Energy Fund. That includes PetroSA, the Strategic Gas or Strategic Fuel Fund, and iGas. Now, you'll remember PetroSA's financial troubles have been in the spotlight for some time, with the Auditor General saying in his 2017-2018 report that it faces the risk of not being able to continue operating in the future. Then there's the Strategic Fuel Fund, which is in court on a battle to invalidate its controversial 2015 sale of the country's strategic oil stocks. It'll be very interesting to see how this natural petroleum company really plays out, Shahan.
Yeah, it sounds ambitious. So, as expected, some dire production figures coming out on what happened with major industries when the lockdown started.
Yeah, so the figures are beginning to tell us that now. Production figures for South Africa's two major industries show the dramatic impact of the lockdown on the economy. Of course, we suspected that, but these are the actual figures. Output data in the manufacturing and mining sectors plummeted, according to figures released today by Statistics South Africa. So March manufacturing production figures show a contraction of more than 5%. At the same time, mining production went almost 50% into the negative in April. In the first half of April, many of the country's mines, except coal mines supplying Eskom, were shut down or placed under care and maintenance in a bid to stop the spread of the coronavirus. So these figures by both these huge sectors don't bode very well for the overall GDP growth figure for 2020. Remember the Reserve Bank saying that that overall figure could be as much as -7% for the entire year, Shahad.
Yeah, and another day of losses for the JSE. What's behind that?
Well, I think the big story over the past 24 hours was that the U.S. Central Bank, which is equivalent to, our Reserve Bank here, saying yesterday that it expects the world's largest economy to shrink by 6.5%. So it's got global investors very gloomy at the moment. They're taking a cautious approach, and globally equities are down. The rand also succumbing to the gloom. It's down 3% against the US dollar today, and the general all-share market also in the red.